In 300 AD, the Chinese military leader Sun Tzu wrote The Art of War, where he discussed the use of deception as a way to win without fighting. He specifically wrote about using the feigned retreat technique, which was used to cause confusion and disarray among the enemy. By creating a false objective as a decoy, Sun Tzu's armies were able to draw their adversaries away from their true points of attack and prevent them from discovering their strategies. In more modern times, we can still use this strategy. To do this, you need to consider two elements: what decoy or red herring you want to use, and how to go about incorporating it into your plans. The first element, which is deciding on your decoy, is all about giving people something that they want, but not what you really want them to find. The power of silence can be traced back to ancient history. One popular example of this is the Battle of Alesia. In the year 52 BC, Julius Caesar besieged the Gaulish town known as Alesia. The Gauls were greatly outnumbered and had limited resources available to them. In order to win the battle, Caesar decided to cut off their access to food and water. Gaulish leader Vercingetorix had to make a decision quickly to ensure his people's survival. Knowing that Caesar had spies within the town, Vercingetorix decided to keep his plan a total secret, enforcing an absolute silence among his people. He instructed his warriors to conceal whatever preparations they made and act in an organized and unified manner. Though avoiding the use of any weapons, Vercingetorix was able to successfully protect their resources from destruction from the Roman invasion, showing how the power of silence can be a great protector if used correctly. Vercingetorix's complete refusal to be an open book about his plans to Caesar ultimately saved many lives of his people. Now, for many people, it may seem hard to remain silent. This is because they usually have an emotional attachment to certain thoughts, which keep repeating themselves inside their head. Soon enough, the reasoning mind justifies the act of sharing those thoughts. The solution here is simple. Never become too attached to any thought that you might have. Practicing silence is more of an internal process than an external one. There are other areas where the power of silence is vital, from protecting data and intellectual property to preserving personal relationships and safety. In the work and business world, it is increasingly important to be silent and not risk your ambitions, ideas, or strategies becoming public knowledge. Executives need to ensure that any business-related conversations are kept confidential and away from prying eyes and ears of competitors. Similarly, when you are climbing the ladder in your field as an apprentice, you will be sabotaged by those above you if you obviously try a little harder. Therefore, conceal your ambition. Don't try to act too good too soon. Sit back and silently observe the politics around you, which will help you in the long run. The same applies to personal relationships, including those between family and friends. Revealing too much information can lead to problems, both personally and professionally. Speak judiciously around trusted friends, but never overshare in public or online. Doing so can lead to embarrassing situations and expose your secrets to anyone who might be interested in exploiting them. False appearances in the right context can be a powerful tool for protecting one's plans and concealing one's intentions. By creating a false appearance, you can manipulate others into thinking that you have a different purpose or goal than you actually do. This can be useful in protecting your interests, especially when it comes to sensitive information or personal plans. In order to use the power of false appearances effectively, it is important to understand how they work. False appearances often rely on the manipulation of information, either by withholding key details or presenting information in a misleading way. They can also involve the creation of decoys or distractions which draw attention away from your real intentions and plans. One classic example of false appearances in history is the Trojan horse. The Greeks used this iconic device to sneak into the city of Troy during the Trojan War. The Trojan horse was presented as a gift to the Trojans, who believed that it was an offering of peace from the Greeks. In reality, the horse was filled with Greek soldiers who were able to sneak into the city and conquer it from within. In conclusion, false appearances can be a powerful tool to mislead your enemies and keeping them in the dark about your true intentions. However, it is important to use false appearances responsibly. One of the most effective methods to conceal your true agenda is to support a cause that is directly opposed to your own. This may seem counterintuitive, but it can be a highly effective way to protect your original plans and intentions until you're able to achieve them. A prime example of this in action can be seen in the story of Niccolo Machiavelli. In his book The Prince, Machiavelli explains how the infamous Cesare Borgia used this technique. Borgia was known for his support of the Catholic Church and the Pope. However, despite this outward appearance, Borgia was actually plotting to take control of the church and use its power for his own purposes. By appearing to support the church and its goals, Borgia was able to maintain the trust of the Pope and the Catholic faithful. At the same time, he was able to carry out his plans without arousing suspicion. Smokescreens are often used in politics, business, and history to mislead others and protect one's own interests. Here we will explore some common smokescreens and how to use them. Facial expressions are one of the most powerful smokescreens. People often rely on facial expressions to determine what someone is thinking or feeling. A subtle change in facial expression can give the impression of a different emotion. For example, a person who is angry can hide their anger by appearing to be happy. This will keep others from knowing their true intentions. To use this smokescreen, one must be aware of the emotions they are projecting and be able to control them. This can be achieved through practicing mindfulness and self-awareness. The use of patterns is another effective smokescreen. Patterns are sequences of behavior that people are accustomed to. People tend to look for patterns in their surroundings and expect them to continue. By breaking patterns, a person can cause confusion and lead others astray. This can be used to conceal one's intentions. For example, if a person has a pattern of leaving work at 5 p.m. every day, they can change this pattern by leaving at a different time. Blending in is the final smokescreen that we will discuss. This involves making oneself blend into the environment and become part of the background. By doing this, a person can become invisible and avoid drawing attention to themselves. For example, if a person wants to avoid attention while they are doing something, they can blend into the crowd and become part of the background. In the pursuit of success, a delicate dance unfolds, one where the spotlight is both a friend and a potential enemy. The adage, "nobody is perfect," must take center stage, because appearing better than others is always dangerous. As we unravel the intricacies of success, let's delve into the art of defying perfection. That is, the art of appearing human, avoiding envy, and avoiding all sorts of negative attention as you climb the ladder, learning from real-life characters who have mastered the game. Success is a journey marked by imperfections, and a person who knows how to play with them and portray them well in just the right manner will avoid all sorts of negative attention. This is a reality exemplified by Warren Buffett. Renowned for his strategic humility, Buffett has demonstrated that attaining perfection is not about being flawless, but about finding the optimal balance between expertise and humility. Achieving the so-called perfection involves navigating between the extremes of being a jack of all trades and a one-trick pony. It's about mastering one critical skill while maintaining baseline proficiency in other areas. Buffett, despite his financial prowess, strategically emphasizes luck and timing, dispelling the illusion of perfection. This lesson encourages individuals to find their optimum midpoint, acknowledging expertise while staying humble in other facets. Buffett's critical skills lies in his deep understanding of value investing. He has mastered the art of evaluating companies and investments, identifying those with long-term potential and making strategic decisions that contribute to his consistent success in the financial world. However, what sets Buffett apart is his strategic emphasis on luck and timing. Despite his financial prowess, he openly acknowledges the role that external factors play in his success. Buffett recognizes that unforeseen events, market conditions, and timing can significantly impact investment outcomes. By doing so, he dispels the illusion of personal perfection and attributes part of his success to factors beyond his control. In practical terms, Buffett's investment philosophy also aligns with the concept of maintaining baseline proficiency in other areas. While he is a master of finance and investment, he recognizes the importance of surrounding himself with experts in fields outside of his expertise. Success often attracts envy, a sentiment that can silently erode one's journey. Oprah Winfrey's life story is a testament to the transformative power of turning envy into motivation and dispelling it before it takes root. Envy is an inevitable companion on the road to any worthwhile journey. However, the key is to dispel it beforehand rather than attempting to manage its consequences later. Oprah, through her openness about challenges and setbacks, has used envy as a source of motivation. She openly shared her personal struggles and vulnerabilities, particularly during her early life. From a challenging upbringing in poverty to facing abuse, Oprah didn't shy away from discussing the difficulties she encountered. By being transparent about her past, she humanized herself, making her journey relatable to millions of people facing their own challenges. This vulnerability not only dispelled envy, but also created a connection with her audience based on shared experiences. The lesson here is to embrace vulnerability and share struggles, and also to turn envy into a driving force for personal and professional growth. As a person elevates themselves as an individual, creating an inner distance from potential haters becomes crucial. The lesson is to hide the good stuff, dull brilliant colors, and navigate success with a strategic mindset. Creating a calculated distance shields one from unnecessary envy and allows success to speak louder than words. One historical figure who exemplifies the idea of creating an inner distance like this is Leonardo da Vinci. In the Italian Renaissance, Da Vinci was celebrated for his groundbreaking contributions to art, science, and engineering, and as his fame grew, he became aware of the envy and rivalry that could accompany this success. Da Vinci was known for being selective about what he revealed to the public, often keeping most of his innovative and ambitious projects hidden from the view. He maintained a strategic distance from competitors, allowing him to navigate with a calculated mindset. By doing so, Da Vinci not only shielded himself from unnecessary envy, but also ensured that his achievements spoke louder than the rumors and speculations surrounding his work. In the realm of successful entrepreneurs, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos stand out not just for their achievements, but for their ability to navigate success with imperfect authenticity. Let's take a look at how they avoid hate and envy. Both billionaires have displayed a knack for self-deprecating humor and a willingness to admit to harmless vices and shortcomings. This authenticity not only humanizes them, but also serves as a shield against envy. Embracing imperfections and showcasing this vulnerability builds a connection with the audience, making success relatable. Musk is known for his active presence on Twitter, where he doesn't hesitate to share humorous or self-deprecating tweets. For instance, he has poked fun at his own sleep habits and his workaholic tendencies, and even the challenges faced by his companies. He has openly acknowledged failures and setbacks in his ventures, such as Tesla's production challenges or SpaceX's early struggles. This openness not only showcases vulnerability, but also positions Musk as a leader who learns from mistakes and persists in the face of adversity. Amazon has had its shares of failures, from the Fire Phone to the initial struggles of the Amazon Studios division. Bezos has openly acknowledged these failures, emphasizing the importance of experimentation and the inevitability of missteps in the pursuit of innovation. As you navigate the journey of getting closer to perfection, aka becoming successful in achieving all your goals, crafting your narrative becomes a very important art, and you must master this art well. It involves mastering the game as a whole, understanding the dynamics of envy, and strategically positioning yourself to avoid unnecessary pitfalls. Despite achieving immense success as the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln maintained a humble and approachable demeanor. In the midst of the Civil War, when he faced both praise and criticism, Lincoln attributed success not solely to his own efforts, but also emphasized the role of circumstances and the support of his people. His speeches and letters often reflected a strategic humility, acknowledging the broader context and downplaying his own personal achievements. This approach made Lincoln more relatable to the public and also fostered an environment where envy had little room to grow, as his success was seen as a collective achievement rather than a personal one. Success is not only about what you achieve, but also when and how you showcase it. Steve Jobs, with his calculated product launches, understood the art of timing. Selective display ensures that your successes don't become a source of envy, but rather an inspiration. By creating anticipation, framing success as a collective achievement, inspiring others to dream big, and strategically engaging with the media, Jobs directed the narrative away from mere financial success. He presented Apple's achievements as part of a broader vision for progress and human potential, making them relatable and motivating. This approach turned product launches into transformative events that emphasized innovation, teamwork, and a shared vision for the future, ultimately preventing success from being a cause for jealousy or envy. Understand that nobody is perfect, and that's the beauty of the journey. There is nothing to gain from trying to appear flawless or superhuman. Embrace imperfections and find your optimal midpoint. Strategically navigate the delicate balance between expertise and humility. As you climb the ladder, be mindful of envy, dispelling it in advance through calculated strategies and a genuine connection with others, rather than trying to work with it later. Appearing better than others is always dangerous, but most dangerous of all is to appear to have no faults or weaknesses. Envy creates silent enemies. It is smart to occasionally display defects and admit to harmless vices in order to deflect envy and appear more human and approachable.